atrás.
Creía que éramos colegas.
You want it? Come and get it.
Hi, I'm Rafael from Cartelera, Spain. How are you, Steven?
I'm good, man.
Okay, then let's do it. Because I believe you're a big fan of Transformers. So how does your personal background and your work in the Earthspark series influence your work in this movie?
My first introduction to Transformers was the animated film in 1986, like the very first Transformers movie. And so when you watch our film, you'll see there's like, you know, some nuggets and things that we call callbacks to like the original sort of movie, whether it's us opening on Unicron, looking at another planet that might be a meal, like things like that just felt like it was stuff that I fell in love with the other cartoons, and I wanted to bring to this one that kind of tone and that level of action.
And going back to this movie, how important was for you to give a space in the middle of all the action to a deep representation of American culture with Brooklyn and Peru?
Yeah, no, it was extremely important. I think, you know, our two actors are from Brooklyn, New York, and like having that level of authenticity and like groundedness felt new to the franchise. You know, the franchise, especially live action, most of the films took place on the West Coast, like LA. We never got to see that grit in New York, and also like it would be harder for the robots to move around in New York, so that was kind of cool and challenging. But like Peru, it's a beautiful location. Not many people have shot there before. But I think what's special in this film is that we also highlighted the culture, you know, and the history. So as we went on our journey, you learned about the ruins or the Santo Domingo Church and how it's built on top of older ruins and stuff like that. Like we kind of planted little nuggets of history throughout, which was really cool because it's things that I learned while making the movie.
Hi, Lorenzo. I'm Rafa from Cartelera, Spain. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. It's such an honor because you've been here in the saga since the very beginning. So comparing this reboot with the first one, what are the main changes for you? And why do you think this franchise needed to change or adapt to modern times for a new life?
Well, I think the new news is the Maximals, really, in the biggest way. Introducing them has been something we've talked about for quite a long time period because it's not as simple as, okay, let's just bring the Maximals in because they can't live in an urban environment. So we had to find a story that made sense that we would go to the jungle. And so I think that's, and I think for us, we're trying to make the fans be as entertained as we can. And so change is important to us. And it's something that we work hard at to give that new experience each time. And the fans respond well to that.
Yeah, totally. And lastly, talking about these changes, what did you learn from the success of Bumblebee and how did its tone maybe influence this new perspective to the main saga?
It's the exact perspective of what we did. We loved creating the intimacy we were able to create in Bumblebee. And our challenge was really to take that intimacy and bring it into an even bigger world. And so it was absolutely our intention to bring as much emotional intensity as we could from the Bumblebee experience, but then add back the scale of some of the movies that were previous to Bumblebee. And that was really like right from the beginning, that was our intention because we found it so satisfyingly emotional. And sometimes when you do these giant scale movies, it's hard to keep track of the emotion because there's so much stuff to look at and there's fights and there's all these things to have go on. So, you know, sometimes you forget, wait, the humans have to have feelings and in this case, the Autobots have real, you know, we give a character arc to Optimus. What a great concept. We've never done that. And that comes directly out of making the movie.
Yeah, and you did it. So congratulations on that and huge success for the movie and all to come.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.